All right, we'll now call the January 26th City Council meeting to order at 6:20 p.m. Please rise for the invocation and Pledge of Allegiance. Pray with me. Father, we thank you for this day, Lord. Lord, we ask that you grant us wisdom tonight, Father. We ask that you would bless each and every person that's here, Lord. Lord, we ask that you put your hand of protection, Father, on this city, Lord. We ask that you lead us and guide us, Lord, through this year, Father. Lord, we ask that this will be the greatest year, Father, that we've had, Lord, in many years to come. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated. Madam Clerk, if you'll please call the roll.
Councilmember McGuire?
Here.
Councilmember Merker?
Yes, here.
Councilmember
Here.
Taylor?
Here.
Deputy Mayor Bernard?
Here.
Mayor Anderson?
Here. Thank you. Item number 5, the employee longevity recognition. Ms. Koger.
Yes, the city would like to recognize 3 of our firefighters tonight. They're not able to be with us, but we want to extend that recognition. We have Christian Gonzalez and Diana Quayle. They were our firefighter interns. I don't know if you remember from last year. They've already hit their 1-year mark, and they're in the firefighter role now.
Awesome.
And Jacob Smith, another firefighter, has been with us for 5 years. So we thank them for their service.
Thank you very much. All right. Next, we have the consent agenda. This will be for items 6 through 11.
Mayor, before we continue with the consent agenda, I noticed that on the action agenda, number 20 was taken off, and so I'd like to make a motion to have that put back on. That's going to be the Schutz and Bowen agreement.
I second it.
Okay, so there was an issue with that agreement.
You're Elliot, and the city manager basically decided that needed to be done. So,
Right. So I'd just like to make a motion to put it back on so we can discuss it.
okay.
I mean, for discussion, sure.
Put it on for discussion. Okay. We have a motion. We have a second.
Do I need to abstain from this since it's a discussion, or
No, that's for
no? Don't abstain. Okay.
Okay. So we have a motion and a second. No one needs to
So
abstain.
they don't need to abstain since the agreement is completely about
If
them.
you feel like it's going to be a conflict, but I don't. I mean, it's just discussion purposes, which they have a right to discuss it, even if they abstain.
Well, so
from
what
the
if
vote,
so what if a motion is made then?
then they have to abstain from the vote
Okay.
if they feel like they need to. Okay.
Okay. All right. So as we said, the city manager said you had conversations with our outside counsel. There was issues with the agreement.
So we're coming up to terms with the agreement. So Brian Miller Olive, our attorney, and Jerry had kind of recused himself on that. So he decided not to take part in that council. So in discussion, I had conversations with Mr. Calloway and Ellie, and in between the both of them and the back and forth, there are some fine points of the agreement that we need to come to terms on. So with that, then we would go ahead and basically on their engagement letter, it will be part of our front end documents and will be inserted as such. And just to make sure, but in some of the items that were listed on in indemnification and conversations that I had, it originally started as it was stated a non-starter, and then the two had conversations with each other, Ellie and Sydney. So with that, instead of having any kind of confusion, I wanted to bring it back where the document was complete, there were no issues, and then you guys can look at it, review it, and the public could also see what's in front of them and go from there.
So the city's outside counsel and Callaway, Schutz and Bowen were not okay with the agreement. Is what
We had differing views, and including myself on it. So I just want to make sure that's hashed out prior to getting it in here and hashing it out. So I want to make sure that's clear.
Right. Okay.
So when did this get sent to Brian Olive and Miller?
I don't know if it was thing originally Thursday, but I was getting some information from Mr. Calloway, but also Ellie who's our point person, had a out of office notice. So trying to put that together was a challenge. I wanted to try to get it on, but I couldn't ultimately get it on because it was just too much. There was too much. It was issues that need to be addressed. So
What was one of the issues?
originally was the indemnification. That's one of the issues. Other issue is who the person is regarding the investigation. So I just want to make sure we're on the same page with that, because our counsel has Brian Ellie basically wasn't in agreement. Neither am I. So I just want to make sure that's, we take care of that.
So you weren't in agreement with the contact person? You wanted to be the contact person?
It's going to be a discussion amongst myself and Ellie, and then we go from there. But ultimately, it should be, because I should be the contact person according to our representation. She said, and it's that way almost 90% of the time. So
Okay.
that was
Because this came back at 2:00 today. He didn't get this until 2:00 today. Because I spoke with him today.
yeah, I know, I'm aware.
Yeah.
Right, I talked to him.
So if you took that off, then why didn't we take the other off then, number 19? If we're gonna talk about one thing that's related, why couldn't we talk about the other thing at that point?
Because that one's ready.
That's not really ready. Because you missed a lot of information in there.
Okay. All right. So we got a motion and a second on the floor to see if we want to bring item 20 back on the agenda for discussion.
Is there more discussion that needs to be made?
I think
Still,
so.
you want to discuss it more?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Okay. So please call the roll.
Councilmember McGuire?
I'll abstain just out of abundance of caution, even though it's just a discussion, since I'm named in the lawsuit.
Councilmember Marker?
Yes.
Councilmember Taylor?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Bernard?
I abstain.
Mayor Anderson?
I'll abstain, as I'm named in the lawsuit.
And can I ask what Jim's reason for abstaining?
My reason is due to the signing of the CO of the Brickell building.
Okay, so that it's not even, it can't be passed or failed because it doesn't have a quorum for a vote. It has to be at least 3 people qualified to vote on it.
All right.
I'm just shooting from the hip on this, but
I sure hope you're right. Shooting from the hip.
well, that's what you're doing too.
No,
So-
I'm just trying to bring it back on. I'm not
All
shooting
right.
from anything.
Just keep it down. Okay. So we don't have a vote or an invalid vote. Is that basically the gist of it?
Yeah, well, either way.
Okay.
So,
So the motion cannot continue. So consent agenda, items 6 through 11. Does any council member wish to remove any of these items?
I'd like to remove 10 and 11
10 and 11.
for questions.
I'd like
Six.
to remove, I'm with Shelley on 11.
Anything other than 10 or 11?
And 8.
Okay. Motion to approve the consent agenda, items 6, 7, and 9. Do we have a second?
So moved. I'll
We-
second Jim.
Thank you.
We have a motion. We have a second. Item number 8. What is your question or comment?
Yes, I'd like to inform the city manager that this calendar year 2025 code enforcement, I would like to have a breakdown of the city, north, south, east, and west, where all the different citations was.
Okay. Noted.
And if you could please send that to my email.
Will do.
Randy, is that information that is easily obtained, or is?
Not easily, but certainly obtainable, easily found. It's just going to take a little while because it's on my spreadsheet. It's not something that our internal software does.
Okay.
It's something that I do, that I track specifically. But I guess I need to know the parameters, what east, west, north, and south means. I mean, I understand, is it north of Main Street? Is Lake Avenue the divider that goes with northeast or northwest? What constitutes what? Because that's a pretty general.
Well, you can start with the CRA map. It divides the north.
So you
and
want it
the
on
south.
the CRA map?
Well, you can start with the CRA map. It divides the north and the south, and then you can figure out what's east and west.
Well, the CRA map doesn't include the whole city.
No, it's.
I
it's
think
not
that,
that.
like Randy was saying, the Main Street and Lake Avenue is the center point of Avon Park, so that would be a logical.
Would you like to
dividing
do,
point.
would you like to do quadrants instead, something like that, or?
How about I just do Main Street, use Lake Avenue as up and down, run it all the way to where it turns into, Lake Avenue turns into, I think, Delaney, when it makes that hard left off of Cornell, and then continue Delaney to the south, use that as the medium line, and then use,
You can use Cornell as the medium line between north and south.
so you want Cornell, okay, yeah, Cornell runs all the way to 27.
Yeah.
I can use Cornell.
Why don't we ask? Does the whole council want this?
You're gonna send it to one, send it all.
What I'm saying is, do we want to have Randy do this work?
I mean, it's just information that we, it's not going to hurt anything. I mean, it's a little bit of work, and I'm sorry, but it's just informational purposes only.
Is it a general query, or is there some kind of motivation behind this?
There's
I'd like
some
to know.
motivation behind
Yeah, I'm
it.
sure there is. But I'll take care of it, absolutely.
Take your
Okay.
time.
So, Randy, about how many hours are you going to spend on that?
Couple days,
Couple
probably.
days. Okay.
Easily. Well, I'm going to need help, yeah. But again, I can do it. It's not a problem.
Okay.
But I don't know where that time's going to come from, but I'll find a way. I'll come in on a weekend.
I make a motion that we do not do this because I don't think it's a good use of tax dollars.
Because I can request for a public record on it and get it. So it doesn't matter. Y'all don't have to take it. You don't have to vote on it. I still get it one way or the other. So,
Motion on the floor, let's withdraw it.
There's a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
Second?
We have a motion. We have a second. Please call the roll.
Hang on. What did you make to
I made a
withdraw it?
motion that we do not expend tax dollars, having Randy spend 2 days coming up with this report.
well, just so you know, Mayor, last year it was presented.
Okay, that's great.
So I wanted to see
I
the same
don't-
thing this
okay.
year.
All right, there's a motion and a second on the floor. Please call, please.
Comment on that?
Please.
Alex Dean, 3835 Arlington Street, Fort Myers, Florida. My understanding is code violations are public record anyway, correct? That anybody, I could look them up, anybody could look them up, right?
Yep.
So then couldn't anybody go on and just do their own work?
I could
and-
send the spreadsheet
Yeah.
for the last year, and you can dissect it yourself, or I can spend
Yeah.
it.
So
I dare
anybody
say
could do
more
it.
than
And
2
that way
days.
you wouldn't even have an argument about what
Yeah,
sectors,
it
what
would take
sector.
me literally 1 minute to send the spreadsheet,
Yeah.
and you can go through it yourself.
There you go.
Yeah, and that way everybody can figure out their own zones.
Perfect. All right, we have a motion and a second on the floor. Anything else? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Councilmember McGuire?
No.
So the motion
Oh.
would be that we do not instruct Randy to do this extra work.
Okay, yes. I do not instruct him to do it.
Okay, so your vote's yes.
Yes.
Councilmember Merker?
No.
Councilmember Taylor?
Yes.
Hey, you voted now. Keep going.
Deputy Mayor Bernard?
Yes.
Mayor Anderson?
Yes.
Motion fails.
All right. Item number 10, event requests, ribbon cutting grand opening for the Historical Society of Avon Park.
The only thing I wanted to ask about this one was, I noticed that there wasn't a bill that was, for the amount. of how much the city's gonna pay for the removal and the overtime and everything else for this?
That is my fault. The request came in on Tuesday, and I was getting the packets out on Thursday, so I didn't wait for Melody to send that to me. So that's on me.
And that's fine. I was just curious what the cost was gonna be.
Yes, I will get that and send it to you guys.
Okay.
Is your microphone on?
It is.
Okay.
Is it-
All right.
Is that better?
A little
Is it
bit.
working?
There you go. Any other questions on item number 10?
Yes, I had a question on item number 10. I'm sorry, not 10, 11.
Anything else for item number 10?
No.
Be looking for a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve C10, the ribbon cutting grand opening.
Second.
We have a motion. We have a second. Last call for questions. Seeing none, please call the roll.
Councilmember McGuire?
Yes.
Councilmember Merker?
Yes.
Councilmember Taylor?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Bernard?
Yes.
Mayor Anderson?
Yes. Thank you. Item number 11. Had a question?
It's kind of the same thing, the cost.
It's the same. They both came in the same day.
Okay. Okay. And so, is Eric here? I just had some questions for Eric. Since the Main Street program is under the council's purview, I was wondering, I was looking back at the agreement, has it been more than 20 days since you've been in the president's spot?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay, and did you turn in the board change notice to the city?
I'm sorry.
Did you turn in the board change notice to the city?
I do not believe we have.
Okay. And considering last, at Christmas time when there was a little event down on Main Street in the poorhouse, and they had a little bit of issue with fighting and things like that, would it be to our benefit maybe that we add extra security for that? Do you have that plan? Do you know?
That was one of the main reasons to bring it to that portion, bring it to Lake Avenue, was because of the lighting and to make it a more secure event than at the museum. That is something we can consider.
Okay, I just know that was a really big issue that happened around Christmas time at the poorhouse. And,
Yep.
and I would hate for them to run into a situation like that again.
No, I understood.
Okay.
Referring to the Christmas parade.
Yes.
Got it.
I think that's it.
All right. Anything else for item number 11?
Yes, this is for Mrs.
Main-
70.
Yep.
Mrs. 70, have all the benchmarks been met yet?
Yes, ma'am.
All of them has been met.
As far as for this quarter,
Okay,
but
Ms.
not
Cannon?
not for the year.
for the quarter, have all the benchmarks been met?
I'm sorry, Councilmember, I can't answer that question.
You can, okay, Mr. Jason, has anybody took time to
The-
sit down and look at the agreement to see if all the benchmarks been met?
I know multiple were met, to say every one, but from what I see, everyone in the email that I recall reading said all of them were met, but I can confirm and get back with you.
Okay, and this question is for Mr. 70. Mr. 70, have you completed your board selection yet? Is your board finished?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and how many do you have?
Does this have to do with a event or is this something
Currently, we
different?
have 10.
10? Okay. Well, Mayor, before I move forward and want to approve some, I just want to see, you know, they come here and they asking for a change on something that we had originally given them. So it would be nice to know how far they coming along before they come and ask for something else. I want to see if, you know, what was originally requested of them, have some of that been done, if not all of it, before they come and request for some more.
Sure. Why not? Okay. Anything else for item number 11?
I mean, I can give you a cost as well to do that. It's going to be approximately about $300 to do that, because I'm gonna put a solid waste employees out there they'll take care of the cones, garbage cans, and everything else. As for that event,
Got it.
That's overtime too?
yes.
Okay. Motion to approve. Item number 11, event request, relocation of hometown hangout event. Is there a second?
It was. Is.
We have a motion. We have a second. Anything else for item number 11? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Councilmember McGuire?
Yes.
Councilmember Marker?
Yes.
Councilmember Taylor?
No.
Deputy Mayor Bernard?
Yes.
Mayor Anderson?
Yes. All right, item number 12. This will be a public hearing and second reading of ordinance 01-2026.
An ordinance of the City of Avon Park, Florida, to implement the charter requirement that the city have an assistant city manager, providing details for establishing the manner of employment, at-will status, ability to return to previous assignments if removed from as city manager, salary and benefits and arrangements, providing for authority and limitations on authority and appeals by employees terminated by assistant city manager, providing for minimum qualifications of assistant city manager and additional qualifications established by human resources manager and city manager, subject to approval by the city council. Providing for severability, providing for an effective date.
Okay, this will be a public hearing and second reading for the ordinance 01-2026. That public hearing is now open. Anyone wishing to speak on this ordinance can now do so. Seeing no hands, public hearing for ordinance 01-2026 is now closed. Is there any discussion or questions among council?
No.
Seeing none, do we have a motion?
Make a motion to approve ordinance number 01-2026. Please.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second reading.
We have a motion. We have a second. Last call for questions. Seeing none, please call the roll.
Councilmember McGuire?
Yes.
Councilmember Marker?
Yes.
Councilmember Taylor?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Bernard?
Yes.
Mayor Anderson?
Yes. Thank you. Item number 13, this will be approve assistant city manager job description, pay scale. Ms. Koger, is there anything you'd like to add to this before we?
The job description mirrors that of the city manager. We just need this as a placeholder so that the person that's designated in that standby capacity will have something to base what their responsibilities are off of. And the pay scale is looking to be 95 to 110, but once that designation is made, then council would decide in that range what that person's pay would be. And Jason, I think, is going to add.
Yeah, once I select who I bring forward to the council to approve, then I'd make a recommendation and then we can go from there about how much they would get paid. Now, that would just be the hourly rate of that position while they're filling in on that position.
Got it.
And at this time, do you have anybody in mind?
Yes, I do, but I'd rather wait till the time comes. If you don't mind, unless the council wants to know, and then I'll say no.
What about if I just want to know?
Okay. Chief Marcy,
Great choice.
Excellent.
thank you.
Great choice.
And yeah, and we've had that for a while. So when I came in, we've had that as the plan. We just had to go through the formality. So, and it's a consensus amongst all of us.
Okay. Any other questions for item number 13?
So if Chief Marcy were to take that position, what would we'd have to go out for another chief then to replace him?
No.
No?
This is just a.
No, that's not. It's the wording it explains the wording in the ordinance how that works.
Oh, so this is just in case something were to happen to
Yes.
you and then Chief Marcy would assume the assistant city
Yeah,
manager
If
role.
he's
or
on
go on a cruise.
vacation
Yeah, or
or
go on a
Okay.
cruise or
Yeah.
something. Or
Okay.
yeah.
All right, I got you.
All right, we'll be looking for a motion for item number 13.
I'll make a motion to approve D13, the assistant city manager job description pay scale.
Second.
We have a motion. We have a second. Please call the roll.
Councilmember McGuire?
Yes.
Councilmember Marker?
Yes.
Councilmember Taylor?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Bernard?
Yes.
Mayor Anderson?
Yes. Item number 14, this will be the CRA Communication and Project Coordinator Pay Scale. Ms. Koger.
Yes, we just approved that, so just a formal approval.
Okay, any other questions for Ms. Koger on this? Seeing none, do we have a motion?
I'll make the motion to approve D14, the CRA Communication and Project Coordinator pay scale and job description.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Please call the roll.
Yes.
Yes.
No?
Yes.
Yes. Item number 15, this would be request to amend FERDAP grant number A24022. Is
Tommy King.
Melody going to present?
Oh, Melody, my bad. I'm sorry.
We put in a request to reduce some of the improvements that we're going to do because of the cost associated with it. So we have removed the 2 new picnic pavilions, the new park fence, and the new visitor bleachers in order to stay within the price of the grant. So the grant is 200 FERDAP and 200,000 for FERDAP and 200 city match.
Any questions on this grant?
I have a question, Miss Melanie. Renovation of the football field. Exactly what are you going to do to it?
I think that would be better answered by our Public Works Director.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So the when we did the pre-bid meeting with these guys, they basically told us that there's no way we could get these structures or those bleachers done in time, and the cost was going to be exorbitant. So that left us with if anybody's been out to that field, you've seen the condition of the field. So the idea here is to remove the football field, put down new turf, tune that irrigation system. And then the other portions that would stay intact are whatever we can accomplish there in the parking lot as far as restriping or maybe sealing. And then also there is a hardtop basketball court there that we would also like to put some funds into.
So, restriping of the parking lot and I guess resurfacing of the basketball court. Is that something that just needed, or you just doing it to spend the money? And the reason why I'm asking is, I was just over there. I saw the parking lot, I saw the basketball court, went over there and played basketball with some of the guys. So, are we just doing it because we're spending the money, or do it really need it at this time?
Well, in my opinion, if you go out there and you examine the asphalt, you'll notice that the aggregate is breaking loose from the asphalt. So it's at that point where you would, to preserve it where it's at and not let it degrade anymore, you would either seal it, or if the determination it's far enough gone and there's actually lime rock coming through, which there may be in spots because I didn't examine the whole parking lot. At that point, it would be a mill and overlay. So it's something that's definitely needed. I mean, if you look at the lines out there, as far as like the handicap spot and all that, it's, even if you go on like Google Maps and look at a satellite, it's undiscernible where a lot of those parking spots are. But no, I think it would be money well spent.
It is something that is needed this year or soon.
Well, y'all have a grant here.
Sir, forgive me. The reason why I'm asking is, that field is used, all the time. You know that, right? Just a little short time you've been here. And the visitors, this the new visitors bleachers, or I even thought at one time we was gonna have the pavilion. I don't know, it just seemed like that's more important to get them out of the sun than to try to resurface something that don't necessarily need it right now. It can't wait till next year. I'm asking.
I understand, Ms. Taylor. And when I inherited this project, we got the commencement in just prior to me getting here. This thing had been tied up with some title work and stuff. This overall project. So we just got approval. And when we had this pre-bid meeting with these contractors that came out, they basically told us that you're crazy to expect all of this within this time frame. There's no way you can get these buildings and structures manufactured, designed, approved, and everything by the deadline. We got a hard deadline of April to make this field happen and whatever improvements that are there, or we lose those funds. So I'm trying to, that field, it's going to have to get done at some point regardless, because if anybody's sitting out there, it's not good. So that can either, we can utilize these funds that have been provided and do it now, or we would lose those funds, is what I'm getting at.
Okay, my next question is, these contractors, this is the first time they're getting this before them, or did they quote us something early on, and because of the inflation of the prices going up, the price changed? Which one?
Yeah, no, ma'am. This RFP went out, and when we had that pre-bid meeting, there was 4 contractors that showed up for this, and then 2 of them basically said there's no way that they could meet the April deadline to complete even the reduced scale of work that they were recommending.
Okay. So we're looking at April to having this done.
Yes, ma'am.
And we're going to be putting out another grant soon so we can get some of this other stuff done for next year.
We've got a lot of projects on the table that need to be brought to fruition, but yes, working with the city manager here, we're going to every opportunity we can to reduce the burden on taxpayers and do it with grant money and make the city better. That's the goal.
Just want to add one thing to that. We did budget without having the grant because of the urgency of the grass, and ended up it just missed because of it's a staffing issue. But being able to see this come back in and get taken care of with the funding, I think it's great. But yes, Councilman Taylor, that area to get some more pavilions, it will be a priority because during football season there's quite a bit of people that are there, and they have their pop-up tents all along. There is an existing that big concrete slab that's kind of in the middle field on the visitor side. There may be something that we can do to just get a structure put right on top of that so it's not as expensive. We'll come back to see what we can do. Maybe we can get a grant for it, maybe not, but it's definitely a priority to try to get that done.
Maybe we could do like shade sales or something. I know they're extremely cost effective.
Yeah, potentially, yeah.
They don't last forever in Florida weather, but they could give us some time. Which on the budget, so 330,000 of this 400 is going to the football field portion, right?
Actually, when we got those quotes in, the chosen quote came in under that. So
okay. So that was just the original
right.
Spreadsheet.
And there's nothing that says, Melody, you know this. There's nothing says that we have to absolutely spend all this money. It's a 50-50 grant, but I would encourage you to do all the stuff that you need while you've got these funds available to you, and that's our goal.
Right.
Melody, did you say when you started this whole thing, did I hear you say that some of the things were taken off?
Yes, so we had to approach FERDAP, and ask them to remove some of the items off of the original budget. Okay. Some of the activities.
So I'm just asking because I don't know, but are part of the things that we took off able to be replaced by the CRA funds in CRA? Jerry, does that fall under their purview to be able to do that? Benches and what else did you say it was?
Pavilions. And a fence.
Yeah, I can look at that, or you can call Shepard regarding that. He's your CRA attorney regarding that issue. But I think that those looks type things don't generally do well because it's bricks and mortar that they're looking for improvement wise in the new statute. They're very clear about that.
That was me to ask. I was just curious.
There's nothing wrong with asking.
Shirley, were you talking about this year or next year for the CRA?
Probably
Because
next
I think
year.
right now we done exhausted.
No. Probably next year, whenever we, get the refunding back, and once they get through all the construction and everything's done. I mean, that was just my question. I just didn't know.
Yeah, they don't like to do like signs and banners and benches and things like that. Now, you can probably do the benches in conjunction with a park project. Because the park project then is more something they might accept if that was. Okay. But or in conjunction with a building.
Gotcha.
All right. Anything else for item number 15? We'll be looking for a motion to approve FERDAP grant A24022.
So move.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion. We have a second. Last call for questions. Seeing none, please call the roll.
Councilmember McGuire?
Yes.
Councilmember Merker?
Yes.
Councilmember Taylor?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Bernard?
Yes.
Mayor Anderson?
Yes. Item number 16, this will be RFP number 25-13.
Yeah, so this is the RFP that was for the sports field work. So if you had a chance to look at those presentations, our staff went through them, graded them, individually scored them, and our recommendation was to utilize Legacy Sports Construction for $204,650 to complete that scope of the football field portion of this project.
Do you have any questions on that?
And you said the construction would start in April?
No, the construction would start almost immediately
Yesterday.
upon approval.
And possibly completed in April?
Yes, both of these proposals coming in, they knew the hard deadline of having it done, and that's outlined in those proposals.
And so, is this field going to be closed down for a certain amount of time?
Yes, ma'am, it will be
How long? How many weeks, months?
about a month.
Oh, this month? Okay.
What sports usually goes on? I mean, I know it's little league football, I guess, right? Flag football. What else happens at that field?
Predominantly, my understanding is the youth football league is what happens there.
Okay, we'll be looking for a motion for item number 16.
I'll make a motion to approve D16 RFP 25-13 to Legacy Sports Construction for $204,650.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Last call for questions. Seeing none, please call the roll.
Councilmember McGuire?
Yes.
Councilmember Merker?
Yes.
Councilmember Taylor?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Bernard?
Yes.
Mayor Anderson?
Yes. Item number 17, this will be RFP number 25-14, wastewater treatment plant improvements, bid award.
Yeah, so this bid award is for a proposal that was submitted by different manufacturers of the MBR membranes out there at the wastewater plant for the new construction that's going to go on there. Pretty critical component because choosing this pretty much dictates the long-term maintenance and longevity of the plant. If you, I know those proposals weren't provided. They can be made available to council, but there's a lot of proprietary items in them, and it basically said don't release these. But those are available for review by council. But all the options were evaluated by staff, and Viola was the one that the staff recommended.
Okay, we're looking for questions.
This is the grant money that Governor DeSantis presented to the city about a month ago.
No, ma'am. This would come from the FDP.
Oh,
It's an SRF loan mechanism, I believe. And these are requirements. This process, we have to meet some nitrogen and phosphorus requirements coming up. This MBR will basically we're going to cut that wastewater plant, and we're going to double the capacity of this wastewater plant with this treatment process with the current footprint.
how long of a thing is that?
What's
Start
that?
to finish. How long usually does that take? Start to finish.
To start to finish this, we're in design close to 100%. I would say construction next year, maybe the end of this year.
That's all.
Okay, any other questions? Do we have a motion?
I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve D17 RFP number 2514 for the wastewater treatment plan bid award. I do not have that amount because I lost my page.
Viola, $2,456,800.
What she said.
All right, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
What page is that on?
234.
I'll second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Let's call for questions. Seeing none, please call the roll.
Councilmember McGuire?
Yes.
Councilmember Merker?
Yes.
Councilmember Taylor?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Bernard?
Yes.
Mayor Anderson?
Yes. Item number 18, septic processing facility improvements. Mr. King.
All right, so this is for the septic processing facility out there. Currently, there's two process trains there. Actually, one of them is functional now, and it's just because of the age of the equipment and it's some of the material we're getting in. But as you can see here, the new design will take a lot of the sand out of the product. That should improve the longevity of all the pumps and the equipment there. The idea is to get one new complete train in place, and then utilize the one that's currently online, do some refurbishment, gets a little bit more time out of it. But as you know, it's a huge revenue generator. It's a annual revenue from just the septage is $1.4 million to the city per year. And if it goes down, being you're on one train, it's going to be a huge loss.
Yep. All right, questions? Seeing none, do we have a motion?
I'll make the motion to approve D18, the septic processing facility improvements.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Last call for questions. Seeing none, please call the roll.
Councilmember McGuire?
Yes.
Councilmember Merker?
Yes.
Councilmember Taylor?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Bernard?
Yes.
Mayor Anderson?
Yes. All right, item number 19, Brickell Building action request.
Sorry. So last meeting, it was requested to give an update on state agency actions associated with the Brickell Building investigation. I provided a good amount of documents. It's a summary of directives given by the City Council, Exhibit 1A, and B, a status request from the Governor's Office. So basically, I went to the online portal to make that request. I also sent over the weekend, I sent another email just reaching out, but I did not receive anything back. A DPBR response, Exhibit 3A, B, and C from FDLE, the U.S. Attorney and State Attorney response. Exhibit 4, letter summary sent by Dr. Danielle Kelly. And we also got Exhibit 5, Commission on Ethics, order to investigate. Exhibit 6, Commission on Ethics, order finding probable cause. Exhibit 7, Commission on Ethics, press release. And a city attorney summary provided by Jerry. So what we received back on the Commission on Ethics, that was a pretty, we had multiple things come back from them. So I end up the two items that I put on there, which was the, let me see here. It was the state attorney, I'm trying to find it. So the findings was probable cause. Let's go over this on Commission of Ethics. The findings on probable cause came back. There was findings on that, and then but the probable cause basically stated that the probable cause issues were not related to the Brickell Building investigation. However, they were related to a roof project of $13,000 by Promise Technologies, and there were 4 issues where the Form 1s did not have the boxes checked. So so that came back, and I provided an attorney letter from Jerry. No response from the governor. We did get a response from DBPR, which was We receive your complaint against the above-named subject. Based on the complaint and the supporting documentation submitted, there's not sufficient evidence to prove that the subject you identified in your complaint committed a violation of the Florida real estate license law. I did look into, the complaint with the ethics. They do have 2 assigned advocates that are there, and they are part of the Attorney General office, and they do not move. Like they're part of the process, but they don't. The Attorney General will not take up something that does not pass in front of the ethics. They are the sole commission. So under state statutes, only the Florida Commission on Ethics can determine violations of the state ethics code. Article 2, Section 8 of the Florida Constitution establishes a set of mores for ethical conduct applicable to constitutional officers, public employees, and candidates. Under that provision, a public office is a public trust, and the people of Florida shall have the right to secure and sustain that trust against abuse. So the Florida Constitution provides that a code of ethics for all state employees and non-judicial officers prohibiting conflict between public duty and private duty interests shall be prescribed in law. It further specifies that there shall be an independent commission to conduct investigations and make public reports on all complaints concerning breach of public trust by public officers or employees not within the jurisdiction of the Judicial Qualifications Commission. Article 2, Section 8 expressly provides that the independent commission provided for shall mean the Florida Commission on Ethics. So the Commission on Ethics is the one that is in charge of it. The last part, and this came from, this was from Teresa Musetto, who's a Senior Assistant Attorney General. It said, where the Constitution expressly provides the manner of doing a thing, it impliedly forbids it being done in a substantially different manner. Even though the Constitution does not in turn prohibit the doing of a thing in another manner, the fact that it is prescribed the manner in which the thing shall be done is itself a prohibition against a manner of doing it. Therefore, when the Constitution prescribes a manner of doing an act, the manner prescribed is exclusive, and it is beyond the power of this legislature to enact a statute that would defeat the purpose of the constitutional provision. And that is that all, like many of the motions that were made of have the different agencies look into it, it is expressly that the Commission on Ethics look into it. The findings of, and this is what was in the attachments, the findings that stated the mayor with probable cause were not related to the Brickell building investigation. I did have Jerry provide a legal opinion on that, and basically at the end, he confirmed of what was written plus what was in a press release, that the findings of probable cause are not related to the Brickell building investigation. So do you want me to go over further the other recommendations and read those off, or how far do you want me to go into this? It's a question.
So who directed you to do this? To get Jerry to do a brief, quick summary?
I asked for the summary because when I looked at it, I wanted to provide a summary, and I asked for Jerry's legal opinion on what it said to confirm what I read and plus what was in the press release.
So how much did he charge you for that?
I don't know. I don't think he spent much time on it. You could ask him. Jerry, how much did that cost?
I don't recall. It was days, because I only had one day to look like it.
Yeah.
So
somewhere around $4 or $5.
why didn't you have him do a little brief summary on the Gilchrist report too? Okay, that's okay. You don't have to.
No, I mean I didn't have him do it. I wasn't here for the Gilchrist report. You asked me to look into.
Okay, that's fine.
This-
Just asking. Jerry, you didn't suggest you do a report on the Gilchrist?
No, I didn't suggest anything. I didn't suggest this. I did what I was asked to do.
Microphone,
I
please.
did what I was asked to do. I didn't suggest that I do additional work. I don't generally do that.
And I would say it was to assist, and through the process, and I'll just kind of give you some of the background. I did talk to, when I talked to Jerry, and Jerry, he does want to, kind of somewhat distanced himself from this. But the engagement with Bryant Miller Olive, they were dealing directly with Danielle. I really wasn't working with them. So, so now, due to everything that's going on, I've opened up those conversations, and I'm working with them now. So that's where it was, and I didn't. It was just an opinion of what I read, not looking into the actual investigation, but making a determination based off of what the Florida Commission on Ethics reported, and just to confirm what I read. I felt confident in what I read, but I have confidence in Jerry, and he didn't have an issue with. And if he wanted to say, listen, I really don't want to do this, then I would have looked in another place to do it. But that's why I did it. And we have a great relationship. When I ask him for something, he's very responsive and he assists.
Yep. Based, just as he said, based on the things that you've said, and Councilmember Taylor said, I've tried to stay as much out of this whole thing as I can. So just to honor your perspective on it, and not impose, what you might think is my wrongful opinion on it. I'm staying out of it as much as I can, but this was a request specific, and they didn't have anybody else to do it, so I did it.
But Mr. Jerry, how can you say you staying out of it, but you put your opinion on the table? Help me out with that.
But it was a summary. I wouldn't
Okay,
call it an
it's a
opinion.
summary.
It's a
Let's
summary
call it-
of what I
let's call
read
it a
and what I
summary.
thought what the opinion said. They may have a different opinion as to what their opinion says.
Okay.
But that's what I read, their opinion, how they said it.
Okay,
And that's the best I could do in the small amount of time I had, and I made that point to the city manager.
Okay, and this is before Miss Maria speaks. This is for Jason. Jason, you said you wasn't here during the Gilchrist investigation. Were you here when the Brickell building started?
I wasn't a part of that. That
Right.
wasn't in
You
nowhere.
wasn't part
it
of
wasn't.
none of it.
No, it wasn't
You was part of none of it, but yet
none of
still
it.
you decide to get with Jerry and do a summary just on one part.
You requested that I look into.
Well, I also
looked-
requested, Jason, that it be sent to the council in email, not to be put on the agenda. Do we need to wind it back?
I was bringing it back to council.
Well,
not-
first of all, I wanted the council to know. And if the public wanted to see it, they could have put in for a public request if they wanted to. I specifically asked that you get with all the different departments around the state and get us a disposition on whatever Dr. Kelly sent and find us this finding and send it back to the council in email form.
I did not recall that.
Well,
I
maybe
recall,
next time if you want to know what I'm saying, maybe next time you need to go because we got it recording. And so maybe next time you want to probably go back and read the recording because I feel as though this was done in bias. Okay? And the reason why I asked for it in email form is because I didn't want you to pick up the phone and tell me one thing and tell another council another. But if you put it all in email so we can all see the same thing at the same time. That's why I asked for it in email form.
I think we're all
So
seeing it at the same time here.
And I recall report back to council, and that report back that
In
is here
email
in
form.
front of.
In email form.
I just,
Okay. I think we all get it.
What? Okay, what, Mayor?
You've made your point.
Okay, then don't
I-
cut me off. Me and him having a conversation. You're not the only
It
one
doesn't-
that can talk to
there
the
doesn't
city
seem like
manager.
much of a conversation
I have
here. It
a
seems like
right
a lot
to
of
talk to the
accusation.
city manager as well as you do. And every time I
Noted.
talk to him, you always want to cut me off. He's the city manager, and I have the right to ask him certain questions.
Completely untrue in your assumption of my speaking to you about talking to him.
Go ahead, Ms. Maria.
I just real quick, if I misunderstood, it was not me doing
think it
this.
was done
It
intentionally.
was not done intentionally. I
Okay.
promise you that. I did it based off of the report of putting it out there to everybody. It would have been easier for me to do it in email format. I
Got it.
apologize.
Yes, ma'am.
Maria Sutherland, 900 West Main. I just wonder, is there a premise here that this is all is transparent and unbiased reporting? Because there was an overwhelming amount of public records that were garnered through the Gilchrist report of, I think, 75 pages worth of stuff But is there going to be additional information that will be brought back to the public so that they can assess their own opinion, not just base it off of what's presented tonight? Because tonight is very clear to me, and we're not stupid, that tonight is nothing more than a nothing here, folks. And I say that because the ethics complaint that he's referring was from a private citizen long before any of the other issues came about in regards to this particular issue. No one knew about the lack of permitting. No one knew about the investment. No one knew about the deals that were done behind closed doors. No one knew about the affidavits, the photos, county records, city records. No one knew about that, and that's not presented tonight. Instead, it's an ethics complaint, which, by the way, on October the 13th, and I have the minutes right here, and I hope that some of the council have researched this because it didn't take much to do that. There was a directive by this council to file an ethics complaint, not just provide a report. So that complaint, that request still stands. It still hasn't been done. And by that not being done, that means that the Ethics Commission never received an actual complaint, which I believe is a 15-pager. If they just got this massive report, of course they're not going to do anything with it because obviously it's not a complaint, it's just a report. So what they're saying is you provided a report, but you have to file a complaint. So if you're going to be the point person for the city, Mr. Atkinson, are you going to file the ethics complaint on all of the council members that are listed in the original motion from October the 13th as it stands still because it hasn't been done yet?
So I'll give you a little bit of understanding on that. When Dr. Kelly left, she archived her emails, and I have no access to those. I have to pull them, and then they don't come out easily. The ethics, like some of the things that were mentioned, and you said the photos, in the report, it states that they are aware of the photos, and that's in the report. There's plenty that's in the report. This is summarization, but the fact of going back and reopening the case with the Ethics Commission with new data, but I can't tell you what they know and what they don't know, but what's in front of them, they've already acted on.
No, they have not. It specifically says that a complaint has not been filed. And that complaint still has not been filed based off of the record of October the 13th where council directed the city manager at that point to file a complaint. Why she didn't do it, I don't know. She was already on her way out the door. So who knows why not? But that ethics complaint still stands. So unless everyone's going to abstain tonight to nullify another vote, which to me looks like total collusion, I would beg to differ. Jim, you were the one that said you wanted us to go to the ethics. It never did. Why? Because at the time that it didn't go to ethics way back when was because there wasn't sufficient information. Gilchrist brought that forward. Affidavits. People stuck their neck out in fear of retaliation. And as today, keep rolling your eyes, Mr. Mayor. I see you doing that. Just roll your eyes some more.
But I do disagree with what
So, but at the end of the day, what happens here is we're just going to kick the can down the road or not at all. It clearly looks to me, and again, we're not stupid, that by presenting this selective information tonight, a summary, did you know FDLE was in town, by the way? Yes, they're doing interviews. Did everyone know that? FDLE's in town. You were interviewed, were you not?
Was not.
Well, okay, well, they're coming. So at the, here we have more issues that still have not been represented cohesively or in their entirety, which is why I ask again, is this going to be an incremental, piece by piece, piecemeal information to dissuade, confuse, have reports be just a certain way with a narrative that defends the two council people up here that allegedly committed fraud and also collusion and corruption with criminal undertones? We're just going to sweep that under the rug because now we know if 3 of us vote abstain, nothing happens. So you keep doing that, that just shows the level of guilt. So what I'm getting back at, Mr. Bernard, you stated you wanted an ethics complaint done, and in that motion on October the 13th, Shelley states, and I'll read it for you, that Mayor Anderson asked her if she would be satisfied after all of this, that this has been looked into at the city council and need to be looked in again, and she said that she would be satisfied if the ethics complaint came back with nothing. What you're illustrating tonight is an old ethics complaint by a private citizen that had nothing to do with anything. just like you stated.
You've had your time.
I'd like to
Thank
hear
you.
her finish.
I just wanted to
Time's
make
up.
one final comment, if you'll indulge me for 1 minute, because
Your
you do
time
allow
is up.
other
I'd
people
like
to
to
come
hear
up
her
here.
finish.
And I second it.
And I'll play this.
He's knocking on 400,000.
This is you.
Is it?
It's you. It's already been in public. It's all over social media. Yeah, well, let me just clarify for you. Here you're admitting that you spent all this money that all along you've been claiming you have not, with your company and your own personal pocket.
All right. We're not going to make comments from the audience. We're not going to make comments from the audience. You can have your. No, you're not going to make comments from the audience. All comments will have to be in the microphone.
Here we go. Alex Dean, 3835 Arlington Street, Fort Myers, Florida. I'll add one item to his list, since you don't seem to think it's thorough enough. Are you aware that the county also reviewed their building inspector in this based on the false allegations that were made against him? By my count, there's roughly 30 to 40 people that would have to be involved in this mass conspiracy that you guys have alleged. And I don't think anybody here would disagree with that, because a lot of that has been posted, that you guys think there's all these people from the county on up, and apparently the ethics commission too is somehow in on this. So that's yet another agency that reviewed your allegations, and you didn't like the findings, so they're corrupt as well. Go a step further on that. Anybody here can file a complaint with the state ethics commission. Anybody. So if you need one filed, go file one. Don't try to stand up here and convince people how unstupid you are. So that's just a suggestion. I'll posit something else that I pointed out before, but it keeps coming up tonight. Thankfully, you're already starting to see the budget crunch on these things. Football fields can't get done, things like that. Well, it's going to get tighter and tighter and tighter, but there's plenty of money for this. So I wanted to point out a couple things that number one, so there's no misconception. In the state of Florida, and you got an attorney right up here, you can ask him. In the state of Florida, there's only 2 ways you can get attorney's fees if you win your case. 2 ways. One is by statute, where there's only 2 things left in Florida that by statute you can get attorney's fees from the opponent, because as we all know, they took the one for homeowner insurance off. So it's by statute. There's nothing in any of the statutes that you guys are pursuing that would award attorney's fees if you win. The second is by contract. So unless you've got 2 city council members up here that were stupid enough to sign a contract that reads, hey, I'll pay all the attorney's fees if you guys sue me, well, then you're not going to get it. That's the only way you get attorney's fees, period. Now, maybe you're thinking, oh, well, punitive damages, we're going to get an award of $20 million. There is nothing, there is not a single actionable tort that has been alleged in the Gilchrist report or by anybody which would result in a punitive award. So your best day in court, when you win, would be the $300,000 that the property was evaluated on by the independent property appraiser for the county before all this began. Well, the contract that you want to sign with this attorney firm is more than that. Now, yes, if a lawsuit is filed, then you can get interest on that $300,000 from the day that it was filed. Right now in Florida, it's about, 9.3% or so per annum. So that's what you're looking at. So just letting you guys know about that. I do have a question based on some additional things that I looked up, so everybody knows how many times this has been to how many places. Councilwoman McCurr,
That's
how many times have...
That's Mercure.
Mercure.
Yeah.
How many times have you personally contacted the state's attorney's office about the Brickell building issue?
I'm not engaging with you.
Do you want to tell your constituents
I'm
how
not
many times
engaging-
you've contacted
I'm not
them?
engaging with you.
Well,
I'm
because
not
they might
engaging
want to
with
know.
you.
So
They don't want to know anyway.
Okay. Well, some of your constituents might want to know how many times you've gone
I'm
to
not
them.
engaging with you.
So, you know they keep a record of that, and they know how many times. So, and that's in addition to all of these that he's presenting. So, there are records of how many times exactly you've tried to go to all of these different agencies. So I thought I'd point some of that out.
Isn't it 2 minutes up?
Nope,
You'll hear a buzzer when it is.
got 25 seconds left, but
We're not gonna have repeat coming up, so, yes, ma'am.
don't be afraid.
Brenda Gray, 410 East Lakeview Drive, Avon Park, Florida. I would just like to know one question. Has an ethic complaint been filed? And if it has not been filed, will it be filed? That's all I want to know.
Yes, I would like to see it filed, but I do not want it filed by the city manager. I would have liked to have seen the law firm that we had picked out that won the RFQ. I would have liked to have them write up the report, but we had it taken off. It was taken off the agenda at the very last minute today. At 2:30 or 3 o'clock, we found out that it was being pulled off the agenda.
Can this council file an ethics complaint at this point? I want to know from the city. I know anyone can, but I'm talking about for the city of Avon Park.
I mean, that's the answer. This is my opinion on it. It's a real, and this comes from multiple people. It's a real bad place to put a city manager entering into submitting, commission on ethics complaints. That can come from any city council person. Can draw it up, present that, and send it on. You can send it on. The thing is that this is a no-win situation for me. You put me in a no-win situation to where if I go and do a good job, or I produce something that an ethics complaint and it goes against the accused may be upset. But if it's what I submit, it doesn't go the way that you wanted it to go, then you're going to be upset, and it's just putting me in a very bad spot.
But
I don't
Jason,
pick any.
May I say something?
I'm telling you, this is throughout, and this is advice that I received from long tenured city managers. They said this is a very bad spot. Ultimately, I have to do as that you ask as a body. I have to do that. I reluctantly do so for the fact that it is putting me in a lose-lose situation.
But yet you wanted the attorney to put you in as the contact person in the contract.
That is not, see, on that, that's a different portion, okay?
But
so the
you don't wanna-
point of contact is just for him to come ask and I provide information. I'm not going to provide opinion-based context of, submitting complaints. I'm not doing that. That person, if he goes and if he asks to speak with staff, if anything along those lines, I can direct that person. But I want it to be as impartial as could be. I don't want to have any.
But Jason, are you aware by being our city manager
Can I
that
say
if the
something,
majority of
please?
this
Sorry.
board vote for you to do it, I don't think we concerned about what position it put you in. You took this job.
That's what I was
as the
about
city
to
manager,
say.
and whatever the majority of this board vote on, then that's what you better be doing.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I don't care what kind of position it put you in.
Ms.
And
Taylor?
with that, excuse me, Miss Gray, with that, Jason, I place a motion on this table not to appoint the city manager, Jason Atkinson, or the city attorney, Jerry Burr, to be the point of contact regarding complaints, investigation, or civil litigation concerning any matters pertaining to the Brickell Building until further instructions from this council.
I'll second that.
Okay. So we have a motion, we have a second on the table. Any questions? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Councilmember McGuire,
I'll abstain since I'm named in the motion.
Councilmember Merker,
Yes.
Councilmember Taylor,
Yes?
Deputy Mayor Bernard,
I'll abstain to the signing of the CO.
Mayor Anderson.
I'll abstain as I'm named in the allegations.
And so, Jim, what was your abstaining again for?
Because in the past, you've been voting on everything.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden tonight, you're not. So maybe you can give us some type of explanation. You've been advised to not to vote?
I think you can look, never mind, I'm not.
Jim, you need
Well,
to,
I
you need to
think-
explain the basis of your abstention.
What's the basis?
The basis, yeah, what is it that they allege, because that's what the statute requires.
Because of the fact that, the complaint against me signing the CO of the Brickell building.
Could I speak, please?
Name and address for the record, please.
Thank you, sir. Dolores Miranda, 4051 East Old Bumming Range Road.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Bernard, you did not sign the CO, for goodness sake. You didn't.
I believe you're referring to the
You did
the
sign the
title
deed,
transfer.
but you did not sign the CO. And since I'm up here asking questions, I will ask this one as well. How many times have you voted on a Brickell motion? Take a wild guess. Just take a guess.
Every time.
I've got 3 minutes, and I swear to God, I'm going to stand here and wait for you to answer a basic, simple question. Take a guess, sir.
That's fine, but it could have something to do with the continual allegations against Mr. Bernard for absolutely what seems to be no reason. But
No
there
reason?
still keeps dreaming
Please
up more and
do
more.
not go there, sir. Okay?
I'd be
do
happy to
not
go
go
there.
there
because there is no reason. There was no
Okay, did he
wrongdoing.
not violate city charter when
No, he did not.
when he signed the deed without direction from council? Yes or no?
Well, I think
Do you know
just
what city
proved his
charter
point.
says?
You just
There
made
you
more
go.
allegations against him. So
Do
I
you
think
know what
proved,
city charter
proved his
says?
point.
Any of you, do you know what city charter says about signing an instrument without city council's approval? We're silent all of a sudden? We're silent now? You guys should be ashamed of yourselves. This is a disgrace.
I completely agree that what you've done is a absolute disgrace to this town for the past
Putting
2 years.
Putting
ma'am.
forward
2
facts
years,
and
ma'am.
documentation. Oh yeah, I can imagine where you would feel like that is a disgrace.
It's an absolute disgrace.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Mr. Lewis. I have a
I
question.
try not to get upset, but tonight is beyond ridiculous. Beyond ridiculous.
Okay.
I have a question for Mr. Byrd. Mr. Byrd, seemed like that vote died on the table. So do the
Until we find out different by research, in which case it can come up again.
okay, and so until we find out, I'm just gonna assume that the motion that I put on the table does if we hire Schutz and Bowman, do they get to decide the point of contact since the council couldn't decide?
No, they're asking you to decide.
They're asking the council to decide. Okay, then we need to decide then, right?
It's your contract.
I'm sorry?
It's your contract. So
Okay.
you can determine what the terms are ultimately, because you have to approve the contract.
The
Right.
contract's not presented to us currently.
Right.
It will be at our next meeting.
Then you can decide at that point.
Well, if it's gonna be 2 to 3, I sustain my vote, then how are we gonna make a choice? How are we gonna make a decision? How is this council gonna make a decision?
I don't know.
Explain it to me. I'm
Well,
confused.
I've simply told you that you need to research the issue of what about this. Less than majority of the commission present is voting. So therefore, is it a valid vote? You need to verify that. It's not an easy question. They can shoot from the hip.
And at this present time,
So
you don't know
the
the
status
answer.
quo is basically that I don't know at this moment, but you could raise this motion again at the next meeting.
You think you can have an answer for us by the next meeting?
I'm not going to answer it. I've sent that question to Ellie Nyberger, the attorney that you chose to use for this Brickell building issue. I've asked her to consider what what the voting requirements are for this matter, given the fact that there might be 3 abstentions, and as turns out, there are 3 abstentions. And
Wait. You advised her there could be 3 abstentions?
yes,
How did you know there was going to be 3 abstentions?
yeah, so,
How'd you know that?
well, because it is obvious that this issue could come up. But it doesn't really, it doesn't
All right,
really
we
matter.
have to keep
It's-
it down in the audience.
And it may be that even 3 votes is not enough. We'll have to find out, because that's what the research is being done.
All right. Moving on. Item number 21. Another good one. FDOT jurisdictional transfer. There's more to come. Okay. All right, FDOT SR 17 jurisdictional transfer from the state to the city. So obviously we've talked about this quite a bit. Jason, do you want to give us a current status?
Okay, the Florida Department of Transportation, FDOT, provided the city with a road jurisdiction transfer agreement for State Road 17 in Avon Park from State Road 17 Main Street to U.S. Highway 27, County Road 17A in Highlands County. The agreement will transfer ownership and the responsibilities that come with ownership of the road and right-of-way outlined in the, it's called RJTA. This includes the following: street, sidewalk, street lights, traffic signals, signage, stormwater system, medians, swales, and swales. The resurfacing, signing, and pavement marking project will be completed by FDOT at no cost to the city. FDOT also has plans to alter the stormwater system at the intersection of Main Street and South Delaney Avenue to facilitate the installation of a crosswalk and sidewalk ramps at no cost to the city. This will be called a comes with agreement, so whether we take the road or we don't, they're still going to do that project. The city approved the signing and pavement marking plan by resolution in 2022 in an effort to make Main Street more walkable and appealable. Per FDOT, the signing and pavement marking portion of the project is contingent on the city taking ownership of the roadway as outlined in the RJTA. If the city decides not to enter the RJTA with FDOT, FDOT will not change the current signing and pavement markings. However, FDOT will perform the resurfacing aspect of the project, and it'll just get marked with its current markings. FDOT has given the city until the end of February 2026 to decide whether or not to sign the RJTA. There are costs and liabilities associated with taking ownership of the roadway and right-of-way outlined in the RJTA, and there are funds that will no longer be dispersed to the city for certain maintenance responsibilities where the city has agreements with FDOT for the portion of the roadway and right-of-way outlined in the RJTA. There are also benefits to the city for owning the roadway and right-of-way. The primary benefits are that the city can decide how it wants to utilize the roadway and right-of-way and set regulations that govern its usage. If the city decides not to enter in the RJTA, the city will have to follow the rules and design standards established by FDOT. It is important to note that the city and FDOT's priorities will not always align when it comes to congestion relief and the movement of traffic. As a fiscal impact, the fiscal year 26 budget didn't account for the city absorbing the costs associated with RJTA. Due to the complexity of the expenses, the annual maintenance expenses are approximated, and the capital expenses are estimates that may vary greatly depending on a multitude of factors. These expenses may be minimized with grants that are still available through FDOT and other state agencies. Adding the area outlined in the RJTA to our insurance will not raise our rates, but if we experience additional claims, it may increase our insurance premiums. So approximated amount that we would incur annually would be $145,188. Annual capital expenses, if you combine them all together, just have a plan going out, it's like $300,000 per year. And if we have to have an attorney represent us because of trip and falls, $20,000. We have a PowerPoint. Is Matt's on? Matt, you on? Is that the first page? Okay. So, there you go. Almost. This is so everyone could see it on public. I'm not sure if they see it online.
Can you get it on?
All right, so this is primarily, I think everybody in the city, for the most part, wants the roadway, but it's really a cost versus benefit analysis. When I say want, like it's great to have your own road and make determination what you want, but there's a cost to that. So this is a cost analysis. Next slide, please. So pros of ownership: city may set the following rules pertaining to the usage of the roads set for the right and the right of way. This includes the speed limit, types of vehicles allowed on Main Street, types of hardscape, sidewalk or pavers, if we decide to go pavers. But FDOT, they may, at some time, if you requested pavers, they may put that in a project to install them, but then it's always on the city to maintain them. And if you didn't maintain them, the state would end up taking that over. The types of street lights, but it must meet minimum lighting standards and what's allowed in the right-of-way. It would be our opinion to say whether we want benches, pavilions. This could be in the center of Main Street. So artwork, statues, additional sidewalks that we want to install throughout, additional pedestrian sidewalks throughout Main Street, and sidewalk cafes. We can still get the sidewalk cafes, so just a little bit more tasking, but there are design rules that we would have to make sure are followed. Next slide, please. So as you can see here, if you're out on our Main Street, you'll see the logging trucks go by. You'll see the sod trucks go by. And when they hit bumps or whatever it may be, those things shake loose debris. It falls on the floor. If you end up having some kind of sidewalk cafe or something, you may have some dust flying by, depending on the wind. It's not a very good environment if you're trying to develop a downtown area. However, right now with FDOT, it is a state road and it does allow for those vehicles to pass through. Next slide, please.
You said that they allow since it's a state road, that it allows semis
Yes.
to go on?
Yes, it does.
Well, then why do we have a sign at the beginning stating that there's no trucks?
Yeah, it's not enforceable. It's not enforceable.
Why is it there then?
I don't know who put it there in the past, but it's not enforceable.
It's not enforced right now. And it's not enforceable because the sheriff's office will enforce it. But
And I-
Exactly.
and we talked
it's
to
not-
FD and we
and
talked.
don't- it's not our road. It's not our road in the first place, so we can't post it.
And I talked to FDOT directly and asked them that question. It's
Yeah.
not. It's a FDOT roadway,
Yeah.
and they're not going to limit the usage
Exactly.
of the roadway for what they
So
feel is an
then
intended
take the
use.
sign down then,
Sure,
and then let's
but
watch all of them come through then.
so also going into this, it's less vehicle and pedestrian accidents. So we did have in 1 week's worth of time, we did have 2 issues with pedestrians. One's kind of up in the air to what level. If that person walked out, a car swerved over, hit a male Jeep. And then we did have another issue within a pedestrian. But FDOT will not lower the speed limit below 30 miles per hour. They said that 30 miles per hour is their speed limit.
And so you're saying that this is a less vehicles and pedestrians accidents? Because that
Pros of ownership.
That almost seems like a law enforcement problem as opposed to an extra lane problem.
Yeah, so pros of ownership, we can adjust the way the road goes with the traffic striping. Also, we can put the speed limit maybe down to 25 miles per hour. We can do certain things there, how we set up the road usage that can assist with that. It would be a pro of, owning it. Next slide, please. So the cons, the city will absorb approximately $145,108 in maintenance per year. Costs are broken down as follows. Stormwater maintenance would be $48,000. Signal maintenance, so we'd have to ask the county to get into an agreement with the county for $8,968. So we don't have traffic signal techs. Lost lighting maintenance disbursement to the city. This came directly from the state, $57,401. Lost mowing, litter, and street sweeping disbursement to the city, and this is for a portion now. It's not, we do have an agreement. It wouldn't get rid of the agreements. It would just take a portion of what they pay us away. So the mowing, litter, and street sweeping disbursement would be $10,819. And variable cost that came from FDOT estimates of what they pay per year for different items is $20,000.
And so, Jason,
Yes.
all of these figures came from DOT?
It came from DOT and also with Civil Serv Design Group. We had to approximate. We gave them the total stormwater system. They looked at it and they assisted with that and gave the cost. And it was in ranges, and I gave it kind of, a midpoint on the ranges, what I felt it would be. So next slide. So when you talk about the kind of ownership, so that's a vac truck. We'd end up, we'd be out there working with the vac truck, cleaning out, utilizing our staff to do that work. And whatever we did we would have to report that to FDEP as part of our stormwater efforts. The traffic signal that you see in the picture just means there's those set of traffic signals that are there and on the other side of the street, as well as up going east over on Memorial and Main Street. Those are the other traffic signals that we would have to have a technician for. Next slide, please. So the city would be responsible for capital replacements such as stormwater infrastructure. FDOT stormwater cost estimate for annual maintenance, $174,131, and that came from Civil Serv Design Group. Street resurfacing, $1.1 million for the area outlined every 15 to 20 years. So, there's a potential that we could get a grant for that. So, but we have to assume whatever that, we have to assume without getting the grant. So there's a potential that you may have to spend that. Sidewalk replacement depends on the quantity to be replaced and type of sidewalk that is being installed. Street light replacement, we have on our pedestrian decorative street lights, 72 lights at $3,000 per light with a 30 to 50 year. Probably more concerned with the LED bulbs lasting around 15 years. We still have to take care of those per our agreement anyway. So street lights, or the concrete, wood, and aluminum, there's 74 lights at $3,500 per light with a 50-year service life, and LED bulbs lasting around 15 years at $350 per fixture. Next slide, please. So FDOT design standards, we would have to go to their design standards. It does state in the design standards that it does allow for on-street parking, may be either parallel or angle, traditional or reverse, but it is through talks with them on multiple occasions, they do prefer parallel parking because the driver can see cars that are coming better than if they were backing out. Next slide, please. So, conclusion, the decision on whether to agree to the road jurisdiction transfer agreement is primarily determined by the cost of ownership versus the benefit of owning the road and right-of-way. There's many factors that influence decisions on either way, depending on individual circumstances. The decision is best to be made with community input and the council ultimately deciding on what direction is the best answer for the city collectively, and there's neither a right answer nor a wrong answer. And I'll just say this, I did talk to Kyle Purvis as well. It's not forever off the table. We can come back to them if ever the council desire to go back. However, if we did do the restriping and we decided not to do it and then they did the regular striping, if we were decide to change that plan, then we would have to pay for that restriping. and hopefully it didn't damage the road. So we would have to pay for that. But we could come back, we could accept it, but it's just accepting it and changing the look and design of it. So this isn't a forever decision. It's just what's getting ready to take place and what kind of striping, whether, what do we want to do? Do we want it? Do we not want it? And it's up to everybody to opine on. That's
Okay.
it. Thank you.
Any questions? Yes, ma'am. Just name and address for the record, please.
Yes, Brenda Gray, 410 East Lakeview Drive, Avon Park, Florida. I just got a couple of questions.
Okay.
First of all, I would like to say that I am not in favor of Avon Park accepting the ownership of the road. First, the next thing is the reason why is that it's going to cost the city too much money in the long run. Okay? And then my next question is, what would happen to the truck route if we took ownership of the road? Where would the trucks go from 17? How would they get to 27?
They'd more than likely have to follow the truck route all the way around.
But if we own the road, then we'd be owning part of the truck route. Is that my understanding?
No.
We would, but you wouldn't have to limit that port. You wouldn't have to limit the truck portion. You could limit just Main Street. You understand?
That appears to me an awful lot of money to be paying just to control a little portion of that.
Well,
That's all I have to say.
It's 17A. It has to be continuous. So where it comes up the truck route, goes around, goes out to Stryker, right?
Mm-hmm.
That has to be continuous. You can't bring a FDOT roadway up and stop it
I
at
got
Memorial in Maine. It's in there. If they're already up there, then they're just going to go right across. So they can't do this. Got to be continuity.
I got
And that's,
that.
thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Again, I would like to say I'm not in favor of it.
Got it.
I'm not in favor either. And one of the reasons, like you said, because of the cost, ongoing cost.
Jim, you need to turn your microphone on. Nobody can hear you.
My apologies. I'll repeat. I agree with this Gray. I'm against doing this because of the fact of the cost as well as any future legal items. But one of the reasons is because when we did the workshops where the citizens came to decide what they wanted, this was not part of the proposal. The proposal was just to do Main Street. And that was where we had the workshops, and the majority of citizens that came, which wasn't a large amount, but they filled up the jacaranda. They liked the different changes as far as the parking and the slowing down of traffic and the markings and what it might help to the businesses downtown. And I would be in favor if we just did Main Street, because that's what I think was presented to us. It's sort of like a bait and switch. They offered this to us. This is what we did. We looked at it. We voted on it. And I agreed to it finally, because originally I was against the way of parking, but I was for it because I remember correctly, they said if it doesn't work out, I believe if I'm correct, they said we could come back in 5 years and restripe it back the other way. Well, now they're basically saying that's not the case. Now the case is basically, if you want it your way, you have to take it this way, and you have to be responsible for it, and they turn around and more than double or triple the cost of maintenance of the road, and so for that reason, I will not vote for it.
Yes.
Good evening. Tom Macklin, 6009 County Road 64 East here in Avon Park. You've heard me speak ad nauseum about what's going on here. I am not in favor of taking over the road. But I do want to point out one thing that was shared with us this evening regarding the speed limit and 30 miles an hour, and I understand what they're saying now. I do just want to point to the traffic study that was performed very early on in 2023 by the FDOT and was presented by Renaissance Planning when you all were making a decision as to what to do in May of that year. And on pages 21 and 22, it starts, furthermore, to support the community's desire for lower traffic speeds, the target speed should be 25 miles an hour to enhance the safety of pedestrians, cyclists, and public transit users in downtown Avon Park. So I understand their posture right now is that we're not going to reduce the speed. But their study identified the fact that 25 was the appropriate speed. And I would say that we should, whether you decide to take it over or not, hold this study up as evidence as what they said was the appropriate speed limit for certainly Zone 3 in the downtown historic core. That's in their document, and I think we should make every attempt to hold their feet to the fire. Thank you.
Understood. Any other questions, comments? Seeing none. So we'll need a motion to accept or to go with the as is or one lane. Is that what you need a motion for?
The motion to enter into the agreement or not enter into the agreement.
So if we do not enter into the agreement, it will get restriped as is. If we do, it will go to one lane.
Exactly.
Okay.
We'll take ownership. It's that the motion is it's not just for the it's not for the restriping. It's for taking ownership of the road. If we take ownership of the road, the purpose of the agreement is for us to take ownership of the road. It's kind of as is, right? And but they are going to pay for the resurfacing and the restriping this time, whichever way we feel. If we decide not to take the road, then they're going to restripe it the way it currently is. So it just, are we entering to an agreement to take the road, or are we not?
I'll make the motion to not enter into agreement for them to take the road.
I second it.
Okay. We have a motion to not enter the agreement. All right. Any other questions?
So my only comments are, if we do not enter, which it seems like it's very cost prohibitive to enter this type of agreement, and I agree with Jim, it's not how it was presented originally. However, business owners are still concerned about parking availability, walkability, getting people downtown. So I know there's grants available and things like that. So I would definitely like to pursue grants with FDOT in the future for improving the walkability of downtown. Maybe even seeing if they could throw in some additional other than the restriping. If not, then I think even with the CRA advisory board meeting, we were kind of on the right path as far as investigating that additional parking in the back of the Brickell building. So I think we should maybe even pursue additional parking areas. And then also, if we can't focus on Main Street, since FDOT makes the rules, then maybe switch the focus using CRA funds and projects on the side streets. So Lake Avenue, Museum Avenue, the main thoroughfares where there's a lot of area for people to gather. So I feel like that would be a good compromise. I don't want the businesses to feel like we let them down as far as what FDOT kind of promised with this roadway project. I understand their disappointment. I just want them to know that we're still focusing on them and getting people downtown in a safe manner.
And we'll make every effort. I've met with the sheriff's office to talk about speeding. Actually, when I was out there speaking with one of the business owners, they did pull someone over out there. We will make every attempt to do that, and as well, we can assist with Public Works, slow down, watch your speed, and try to get people to the right speed out there. We'll make every effort to make that happen.
When I've gone to different towns, I see all their different speeding things that make people have to stop. And Kissimmee on 1792 right through town, they have speed bumps. And if you don't go 5 over those speed bumps, your car is trashed. And people, they don't have a problem with it. They have it right in front of their crosswalk, and they let the people cross if there's any, and then they slowly go over the speed bumps. They have them all down the road. Or even the flashing signs that, has the octagon shape flashes. Something like that to tell people, you really need to slow down. And these semis are no exception to slowing down, because I've seen them just barrel right through there.
Point noted, but we cannot put, at least on the state road, we can't put.
No, I'm not asking
okay.
us to do it. I'm saying we need to contact them and see if they could do it.
Yeah, they're anti-speed bumps on their roadways.
Okay, so maybe we could just double check anyway.
Yes, I mean, their basic viewpoint is that they don't want to impede traffic in any way. The one caveat to that is safety. So if there's something that's causing accidents, they certainly would do whatever's necessary to try to mitigate that. But they just to slow down a roadway for the sake of slowing down a roadway, they don't generally hold that opinion, just from what I've seen. But we can ask every month if we want, you know. Okay. All right. So we have a motion. We have a second on the table. Last call for questions. And again, the motion is to not go into this agreement. Therefore, we will not take ownership of Main Street. All right. Please call the roll.
Councilmember McGuire?
Yes.
Councilmember Merker?
Okay, so
If
we
you
will
vote
not.
yes, we are not going into the
Okay,
agreement.
yes, yes.
Councilmember Taylor?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Bernard?
Yes.
Mayor Anderson?
Yes. All right. Item number 22, City Manager amended contract.
So this is the contract that's before you. I hope you all got a chance to take a look at it. And just let me know which direction you want to go.
Okay. Is Ms. Coder yet? Do you want to tell the council anything about this contract? You want to go ahead and outline it?
Actually, I wasn't involved in it. Jerry and
Okay.
Jason worked it out. So Jerry could probably share on that.
I
That's
drafted it based
standard.
on.
I haven't been involved in any of the city manager contracts. Yeah,
So
because it's him.
Well, we had.
I drafted the contract based on previously approved contracts, and then I sent it to Brian Koji for his approval after the city manager put his comments into it. So, as far as your feelings of nefarious operations, that's all there was to it.
And just an overview, I requested a certain salary. I dropped it to 110. I decided not to take the medical. So I did that. And I took off the portion that for the portion for the automatic 3.5% increase whenever city employees that was currently in there. I decided I didn't want to automatic when the city employees got a promotion, or not promotion, got a COLA. I didn't think that was proper for me to have that. So I went ahead and I took that out as well.
Okay, so the pay rate is $110,000 per year.
I have a question for Mr. Burr, since he's the one that drafted it. Did we not do a 6 months evaluation on Dr. Kelly?
I don't recall. I just went with the form that was there, that was approved, and then approved by your employment council, and then sent it to him to redo. He made a lot of changes to it, so I don't know. He may have made that change.
Yeah, I took out the 6 month because you at any time can decide. You have an annual evaluation every year, so that's what I put in the contract. Annual evaluation.
As we've learned, city managers can be fired at any meeting,
Jason,
with or without.
you think it's fair we gave Dr. Kelly a 6 months, but you get to come in and we would like to know where you at least I would like to know where you at 6 months.
Oh, you can vote for an evaluation at 6 months if you want to do that.
For me, my preference is that.
Well, of course, that's your preference,
right.
but I just think that if Dr. Kelly had 6 months, you should have the 6 months as well. I mean, who knows? You may pass the 6 months, but I think that this council should at least have the right to look at you and your performance at 6 months and determine, whether we like it or not, instead of waiting till a whole year.
Bernice, literally every meeting is an evaluation.
I get that, but it's in his contract. I would love to see it in his contract, because it was in Dr. Kelly's contract, and I'm quite sure she was nervous and on her toes leading up to the 6 months. So why should this instant be any different?
Did she get a raise at the 6 months?
She did.
Yeah, she did.
That's why you had that in there, as I recall.
Which was not part of the contract.
So, are you going to give him a raise at 6 months?
Yeah, that's not part of this contract, I don't believe. I think that was taken
No,
out.
I took it out because I didn't want to get a raise. I didn't want to get multiple raises. Dr. Kelly started at, I forgot what, when she left, she had pretty good raises over time. I know where we are as a city. I thought what I put down was fair. And annually, you can evaluate me annually. And that's what I requested. But like the mayor stated, I'm evaluated every council meeting. And the feedback, or whatever you want to, I listen to every bit of feedback you give me or anyone along the council. And I just strive to make myself better. So that's where I'm at.
I hear what you're saying, Jason. I hear what the mayor said. You are evaluated every city council meeting, but at 6 months, it's in writing. At 6 months, all of these council members get to put it in writing.
You can write them a letter every day of the week.
Oh, come on, Mayor,
Come on.
stop it. Stop it.
Let's
Just stop
be
it.
real.
Just stop it.
We get it. You're not a fan of the guy. I understand. Hopefully that changes.
Not a written one.
So somebody can make a motion.
Sure. So I'll make a motion to approve the city manager amended contract as presented.
I'll second.
Yes, you can after it's, yeah, seconded, so go ahead. Name and address for the record, please.
Brenda Gray, 410 East Lakeview Drive, Avon Park, Florida. I just like to say that an evaluation just gives individual feedback as to where they are, good or bad. There's nothing wrong with evaluation. At 6 months evaluation, I think you all should evaluate the city manager to let him know where he can improve on areas. If you wait for a whole year to evaluate him, I think that's wrong. That's just my opinion.
I have
okay?
faith that no one on this council
Thank
will
you.
have anything to hold back to this city manager. I think they will do it every time they feel something.
So Danielle Kelly wanted it put in the contract because she
Right.
wanted to. She was expecting some consideration of a raise.
Correct. Yes.
Okay. Well, in that case.
That has not been our practice.
Okay.
All right, so we have a motion and a second on the table. Any further questions? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Councilmember McGuire?
Yes.
Councilmember Merker? Councilmember Taylor?
No.
Deputy Mayor Bernard?
Yes.
Mayor Anderson?
Yes. Thank you. City manager report.
Let me see. We are, this is, just to let y'all know, this is Melody's last meeting. She will be extremely missed. She was one of the reasons I wanted to come back here. I thought she's a true professional. I've utilized her documents and things that she's produced on multiple occasions, basically stating that she set the standard. And I wish you all the best where you're going. I think the team, what you leave behind, they're all ready to carry the torch, and that's through strong leadership. Never one time have I heard of a complaint, even when I was Public Works Director and just working with you, working things out through you. I think you have very high character. I wish you nothing but the best, and thank you for everything that you provided this city.
Thank you.
All right.
I totally agree. You know, she working with her has been a real pleasure for the time she's been here. And, well, I definitely miss her.
I just echo all that. I mean, you've been solid. You've built a heck of a team. I don't think there's ever been a single thing that you've let the city down on. You've always gone above and beyond. And, you know, I know a lot of people look to you as their rock and as their inspiration. So I just thank you for all the stuff that you've done. I hope you go on to bigger and better things. And just wish you all the best.
I know as a new council person, I couldn't have done it without Melody's leadership and guidance and explanations, no matter how many times we ask the questions. So she has been solid. She's one of those that, you know, says what she means and means what she says, and she knows her stuff. So you'll definitely be missed.
Yeah, I'd like to make a final comment too, because one of the things I noticed about her was to be able to go in and talk to her about any issue that was involving the city due to finance. She was always open, friendly, courteous, correct, and up to date on our information, and it gave us confidence in the financial department, and something that we lacked in the past. So I think I would say, especially when it came to our budget, the paperwork that we received was so much different than we received in the past. You made us the ability to understand exactly what the agenda was.
Budget.
The budget was going to be, and I really appreciate that, and I hope the next person can fill his shoes in half as good, but thank you so much, personally.
And in the interim, it'd be Danielle till we have somebody in. And we did do interviews, and we're in the final parts of the selection process for interviews. Just yes, for during that period. Out of class.
Yes, we went ahead and advertised as soon as we got the notice from Melody, because that's a key position, so we don't want to leave it vacant for too long. And we've conducted, I think, 5 interviews and are in that selection process, maybe 6 interviews. 6. So we've been aggressively looking for a replacement. Yeah, the interim, she'll be working out of class, and then Winnie will be working out of class in Danielle's role to help. And between the two of them, Melody feels that they can sustain it for a short period of time.
Not only is she's gonna be just handling the finance, but she's gonna be over in the water department as well. I'm talking Danielle.
That will be part of her her duties. First, I'd like to thank all of council. Thank you for all of the nice words of kindness. I really appreciate it.
Well, I'm not done, Melanie. You rock.
Well, thank you.
If there was any questions I had, you was always there.
Thank you.
Although we had a couple of talks and, I thought they went very well.
Mhm.
I like to say thank you for the service that you provided to Avon Park.
Thank you.
There was times that I thought you were a little nervous about your budget report, but you came out with flying colors.
Mhm.
And before that, I don't think we really had that. And so when you came aboard, you made a difference. And I would like to say thank you for your service.
Thank you very much. And I would also like to add that the team in finance and your team in utility billing are top notch. They're going to be able to carry the torch until you get someone in here to fill the position. It's going to be status quo. We've got a great utility billing manager, so yes, Danielle will be in charge for that period of time, but now the way that utility billing is running, there's really no issues. I very rarely go over there for problems. So that's running very smoothly.
Anything else for the city manager report?
I sent out a report over the weekend, so that's my monthly report. I know it was done weekly, but I think monthly captures everything. If there's anything pressing, I'll make sure you all get that immediately. Or if you request, you just have any questions, I'll make sure I get that over to you. Okay.
Very good.
Thank you.
All right, anything else for the good of the city?
Yes, Mayor, I'd like to, for the record, make a correction for my abstaining due to the signing of the Brickell Building deed. Thank you.
All right. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn, please.
Seeing no opposition, we are adjourned.
Thank you.